Hello everyone, this is Lori Lyons of Higher Self Access. I am a QHHT Level 3 practitioner, board-certified clinical hypnotist, higher self coach, and inspirational medium. After I posted my piece on fourth dimensional reality, many of you asked about third dimensional reality so that you would have some kind of context to know where you might reside. So here's what I came up with, and I hope you enjoy it and that you will find some kind of understanding or understanding where you might reside in the dimensional planes. What is third dimensional reality? To know if you're living in the third dimension, it's essential to understand that there is a fourth and fifth dimensional reality. The fifth dimension of awareness is where things like unconditional love, compassion, and oneness exist. In contrast, the dimension 4D reality is where time and space become more fluid with the understanding that we create our reality. In addition, I see the fourth dimension as a space of transitional choice, like I said in my other video. The third dimension of consciousness is where most people exist, but as one elevates their consciousness, they move toward the fifth dimension of awareness. This shift happens when the soul takes over instead of being ruled by the material world of body, feelings, judgment, rules, and things like that. To know if you are living in the third dimension, you need to understand what third dimensional consciousness is. It's a state of being where we are only aware of our physical reality and the limitations that come with that. However, as we evolve, we start experiencing multi-dimensions and become more aware of our thoughts and our emotions. The fifth dimension is the next step in the evolution, where we operate at a higher frequency known as the fifth dimension frequency. To know if you're living in the third dimension, please pay attention to your emotions and your intellectual theory. The third dimension is dominated by self-created thoughts and feelings, which can entangle your awareness through attachments to people and to narratives. In a rapidly changing world, it is easy to get lost in the endless cinema of our thoughts and our emotions. However, our nervous system response is an indicator that we are living in the third dimension. As the third dimension gains prominence, we tend to compare ourselves with others and focus on what happens around us rather than our interaction with the world and our inner processes. Living in the third dimension is an experience that we all go through. It is a reality where our perception is limited to our five senses, and we are bound by the earthbound laws of physics. We experience people and events around us, and these experiences shape our understanding of the world. However, it's important to understand that this reality is just one dimension of many. The fourth dimension adds time to the equation, like I said in the other video, while the fifth dimension involves movement in space-time. Knowing if you are living in the third dimension requires an awareness of your limitations and an understanding that your perception creates consciousness. To work with other dimensions, you must learn the truth about your existence, assist others in their journey toward truth, and create concepts that allow for exploration beyond what your senses perceive. Living in higher dimensions allows for a fuller experience of life, as it involves a greater understanding of consciousness and its role in shaping our reality. Living in the third dimension means having a virtuous inner life and a virtuous outer life. It is an important time for humanity as we are on the brink of making the jump to higher dimensions. Earth is one of the last holdouts, but more and more souls are beginning to rise up and join the bandwagon of ascension. So here are some signs that you're in third dimensional reality. Physical sensations and experiences in the third dimension are some of the most obvious signs that you are in this reality. In the third dimension, we experience a physical body with all its limitations and sensations. We can touch, taste, smell, see, and hear everything around us through our physical senses. We also experience the passing of time as linear progression from past to present to future. In this dimension, our physical bodies are subject to gravity and other laws of physics that limit our movements and capabilities. We feel hunger, thirst, pain, pleasure, and all other sensations that come with having a physical form. Moreover, we experience separation from others and feel like individuals with distinct identities. We have ego-driven desires for material possessions, status, and power. All these experiences are unique to the third dimensional reality, which is why it's called the realm of duality or separation consciousness. However, as we evolve spiritually, we can transcend these limitations and access higher dimensions of awareness beyond our physical senses. As I said before, people tend to live their lives based on schedules and deadlines, feeling rushed or pressured to complete tasks within specific time frames. Likewise, space is perceived as limited, with physical boundaries that cannot be easily crossed. This can lead to feelings of confinement or restriction. In the third dimension, people are also often limited by their five senses. Like I said, sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell, which can only perceive a small fraction of the vast spectrum of energy that exists in the universe. This can limit one's ability to understand or interact with higher dimensions of reality. However, it's important to note that these limitations are not necessarily negative or limiting in themselves. They simply reflect the specific characteristics of this dimension. One of the signs that you're living in third dimensional reality is the emphasis on duality and separation. In this dimension, we often see things as black or white, good or bad, right or wrong. This type of thinking can lead to a sense of separation from others and the world around us. We may view ourselves as separate from nature, animals, and even other humans. In a third dimensional reality, we also tend to place a lot of emphasis on material possessions and external factors such as status and power. This focus on external validation can create a sense of competition and comparison with others, which does not exist in the fifth dimension. However, as we move towards higher dimensions, we begin to shift away from this dualistic way of thinking, and we start to see everything as interconnected and interdependent. We recognize that there is no true separation between ourselves and the world around us. And by becoming more aware of our thoughts and beliefs about duality and separation, we can begin to shift toward a more holistic perspective that honors the interconnectedness of all things. So, one of the signs of living in a third dimensional reality is an attachment to material possessions and external validation. If you believe my videos to be of value, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be creating more videos as quickly as I can. I thank you for listening, and I wish you love and truth. I am Lori Lines.